members, we have classified staff, we have teachers, we have students, we have many parts of our community here tonight. We're really grateful.
We have done so much already. We supported UTLA, we supported Oakland in their struggles. We met with parent groups who are organizing our sites, and now we're going to keep the pressure on as we begin our own face-to-face negotiations. Our negotiations team is going to create strong demands for more compensation and support for full inclusion model of education for all.
I live in San Francisco, and I've wanted to move to Berkeley, obviously, because I don't want to commute anymore. But I've rent control in San Francisco, and I cannot even afford to move out here in Berkeley.
I'm at Washington, and I live in Oakland and am on the brink of getting evicted sometime in the next year, and I have no idea where I'm going to live when I get evicted because I can no longer afford to live in Oakland.
Similarly, if I were to lose my apartment, I wouldn't be able to afford to stay being a teacher in Berkeley because the rent is half of my income, the current going rate.
I live here in Berkeley, but it is really hard. It's hard to save. I have a kid in college. And sustainability. I am really committed to working and living here, but it is costing my family a lot for me to have a vocation that I really believe in. So,
Thank you very much.
And I've lived in the Bay Area my whole life pretty much. I'm lucky we were able to buy a house early. There are new teachers at Berkeley High who can't afford to live here. One was living in a hammock between two rooms. She had to get up and teach a full day of special ed at Berkeley High. Hard enough when you got a nice house. I don't know how you do it from a hammock. Not sustainable.
I have two kids in Malcolm X Elementary, and my wife teaches at Berkeley High School. We are very, very committed to public schools, but we really need for our teachers to stay in Berkeley. My wife we're having a hard time as a family getting by in the Bay Area.
I'm a Berkeley native. I grew up here. I'm very fortunate that I'm able to live with my family here in Berkeley because if I didn't have them here, I don't think I'd be able to live in the area and work at this school and with this community that I love.
I have chosen to leave teaching at the end of this year. The sustainability crisis has impacted me. I got a 60% rent increase when I lived in Oakland, and I had to move to Richmond, and my landlords have been talking about selling my house that I live in, so I might have to move, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to find a good deal in the area.
Because I grew up in this town, I want to be a career teacher in this town, but I cannot afford my rent, and I can't even think about starting a family here. I don't make enough money.
It's not fair to ask our teachers to go with less because they love their jobs and they love our kids. Teachers need to be compensated, both through a fair and sustainable wage and through adequate support in their schools. Teachers need to be part of our communities that they work in. Part of the community that they work in.
Susi López, soy profesora de Berkeley High School de español y la crisis económica que estamos pasando me ha afectado en que no estoy segura si me puedo quedar a vivir en este distrito. Queremos una compensación más alta y esperamos poder obtenerla. Gracias.
I love my job, and I'm really lucky to be part of the Berkeley community. But, you know, with the crisis of rent, I just hope that I can continue to be part of this community for a long time.
My name is Rob Thomas. I'm a 7th grade math teacher at Willard, and the current sustainability crisis in our district is affecting me because it's difficult for me to live in the city that I teach in. I live in a really small apartment. I live paycheck to paycheck, and sometimes it makes me think about living somewhere with a lower cost of living, and makes me think about leaving a town that I love, a district that I love teaching for, kids that I love teaching, families that I love teaching for, but I can't really afford it all the time.
Teaching is personal and it makes my soul very happy. When my students and when I see my students, I'm reminded of my brothers and sisters and how I have contributed to the ascension of the beautiful, productive world citizens that become. I love coming to school every day and learning something new with my students. I love the community that we, parents, students, and staff have worked so hard to build so our students learn in the best environment possible.
Because I'm old that I'm lucky. Berkeley's veteran teachers don't have to worry about whether we can sustain a living where we work. It's Berkeley's young educators who aren't so lucky. Most cannot continue to teach in Berkeley because their future here looks bleak. In 2019, they cannot possibly afford to live anywhere within shouting distance, nor can they even afford the very basics.
The teacher sustainability crisis impacts me and also my students directly. We've lost some of our best teachers at our school, and we're in danger of losing more. Every day my students know and they feel like, as great as our schools are, that they're worried they're not going to get any better when they need to do better, especially for students who need extra support, whether they have special needs, if they're students of color dealing with racism, LGBT students, or EL students.
To the teachers, counselors, and staff, we thank you for supporting our students each day as they navigate their lives in BUSD. We thank you for helping our kids find solutions to work around the inadequate all-gender bathroom and locker room facilities. We see all the work you are doing, long hours, open hearts, and we are grateful.
Public education is a civil right, and teachers and school support staff are leading a new and long overdue movement in Berkeley and in California to force politicians, including in this room, to spend more money for public schools, starting with paying those of us who work in the schools every day. In a state with the 6th largest economy in the world, we shouldn't be kept in needless and ongoing crisis.
I'm one of the teachers who find very difficult to stay in the area because I can't afford to live in Oakland or Berkeley and teach in Berkeley. I have a child and a family of my own, and I don't think I can continue to work for Berkeley family if I can't afford to keep my family afloat in Bay Area. And this is a case for a lot of my friends who also teach at Berkeley or in Oakland. They can't afford to live in the area. They can't afford to rent a house or buy food for themselves and have a good life that they deserve.
I know that we have some new teachers on our site, and I know we're all really feeling the cost of living is going through the roof. Rents are doubling. Everything's increasing except for our salary.
Teachers are important because without teachers, students can't learn, and if students can't learn, there's not as much opportunities for big things to happen that change the world to make things better. And